Right attitude attracts success. Imagine with me for a moment. Picture yourself standing at the edge of a vast, uncharted ocean. The waves crash against the shore, and the horizon stretches endlessly before you. This ocean, my friends, is your potential. Vast is deep, and it's waiting for you to dive in. But here's the question that will define your journey. Are you ready to take the plunge? No, you see, it isn't just about what you do. It's about who you are. It's about the attitude you carry with you every single day. Your attitude is like the rudder of a ship. It may be small, but it determines the direction of your entire journey. Now, I want you to think about something. When was the last time you saw a negative person achieve something extraordinary? When was the last time you heard of a pessimist changing the world? And do you know why? Because success is attracted to the right attitude like a man. Let me tell you a story. Back in my day, I knew a young man named David. David came from a small town, had no connections, no fancy education. But David had something more powerful than all of that. He had the right attitude. He believed with every fiber of his being that he could make a difference in his community. Now, David started small. He began by tutoring kids in his neighborhood. At first, it was just 1 or 2 children. But David's attitude was infectious. His passion, his belief in the potential of these kids, it spread like wildfire. Soon, he was running a full-fledged after-school program. And today, that program has expanded to multiple cities, helping thousands of children reach their full potential. You see, David's success wasn't about his circumstances. It was about his attitude. He chose to see opportunity where others saw obstacles. He chose to believe in possibility when others were paralyzed by doubt. Now, I want you to understand something crucial. Your attitude isn't something you're born with. It's not predetermined by your genes or your upbringing. Your attitude is a choice, and it's a choice you make every single day. Think about it. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You can choose to grumble about having to go to work, or you can choose to be grateful that you have a job. You can choose to complain about the traffic, or you can choose to use that time to listen to an audiobook and grow your mind. Every moment of every day, you're making choices about your attitude. And those choices, my friends, are shaping your future. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking, but what about when life gets tough? What about when things don't go my way? And that's a fair question. Life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. We all face challenges, setbacks, and disappointments. But here's the thing. Your attitude isn't about denying reality. It's about how you choose to respond to that reality. It's about maintaining your perspective even when the storm is raging around you. Let me share another story with you. Years ago, I met a woman named Sarah. Sarah had just lost her job. She was a single mother with 2 young children to support. Now, Sarah could have chosen to be bitter. She could have chosen to blame others for her situation. But that's not what Sarah did. Instead, Sarah chose to see this setback as an opportunity. She had always dreamed of starting her own business, but fear had held her back. Now, with nothing to lose, she decided to take the leap. She started a small catering business from her home kitchen. It wasn't easy. There were nights when Sarah wondered if she had made the right choice. There were moments of doubt and fear. But Sarah maintained her positive attitude. She kept believing in herself and her dream. Today, Sarah's catering business is one of the most successful in her city. She employed dozens of people, including other single mothers who were in the same situation she once was. Sarah's success didn't come because everything went perfectly. It came because she maintained the right attitude even when things were tough. You see, your attitude is like a filter through which you experience the world. If your attitude is negative, everything you experience will be tainted by that negativity. But if your attitude is positive, you'll be able to find the silver lining in every cloud, the opportunity in every challenge. But I want to be clear about something. Having the right attitude doesn't mean being naive or unrealistic. It doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect when it's not. Having the right attitude means facing reality head on, but doing so with optimism and determination. It's about saying, yes, this situation is difficult, but I have the strength to overcome it. It's about saying, yes, I failed, but I've learned valuable lessons that will help me succeed next time. It's about saying, yes, the odds might be against me, but I'm going to give it my all anyway. You see, success isn't just about talent or intelligence or luck. Those things can help, sure. But I've seen tremendously talented people fail because they had the wrong attitude. And I've seen people with average abilities achieve extraordinary things because they had the right attitude. Your attitude is the foundation upon which you build your success. It's the soil in which you plant your dreams. If your attitude is negative, bitter, or defeatist, nothing you plant in that soil will grow. But if your attitude is positive, optimistic, and determined, even the smallest seed of an idea can grow into something magnificent. Now, I want you to do something for me. I want you to take a moment and reflect on your own attitude. Be honest with yourself. Are you approaching life with a positive, can-do spirit? Or have you allowed negativity and doubt to creep in? If you find that your attitude needs some adjustment, don't despair. Remember, your attitude is a choice. And you can make a new choice starting right now. Here are some practical steps you can take to cultivate the right attitude. First, start your day with gratitude. Before you even get out of bed, think of 3 things you're grateful for. This simple practice can shift your entire perspective for the day. Second, reframe your challenges. Instead of saying, I have to do this, say, I get to do this. Instead of seeing a problem, look for the opportunity hidden within it. Surround yourself with positive influences. The people you spend time with, the books you read, the content you consume, all of these shape your attitude. Choose wisely. Fourth, celebrate your victories, no matter how small. Did you make it to the gym today? Celebrate that. Did you finally make that phone call you've been putting off? Celebrate that. Recognizing your progress, no matter how small, fuels a positive attitude. Big practice self-compassion. We all make mistakes. We all have setbacks. Don't beat yourself up over them. Instead, treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a good friend. Now, let me tell you something important. Cultivating the right attitude isn't a one-time event. It's not something you do once and then you're set for life. No. Cultivating the right attitude is a daily practice. It's something you need to work on consistently, day in and day out. Think of it like tending a garden. You don't plant the seeds once and expect a bountiful harvest forever. No, you need to water the plants regularly. You need to pull out the weeds. You need to nourish the soil. Your attitude is the same way. It needs daily care and attention. But here's the beautiful thing. The more you practice maintaining a positive attitude, the easier it becomes. It's like building a muscle. At first, it might feel challenging. You might struggle. It becomes a habit. It becomes a part of who you are. And when that happens, when a positive attitude becomes your default state, that's when you'll see remarkable things start to happen in your life. Opportunities will seem to appear out of nowhere. People will be drawn to your energy. Challenges that once seemed insurmountable will become exciting puzzles to solve. You see, success isn't just about what you achieve. It's about who you become in the process. And cultivating the right attitude transforms you from the inside out. It makes you resilient in the face of adversity. Because it makes you persistent in the pursuit of your goals. It makes you magnetic to the people and opportunities that can help you succeed. Now, I wanted to address something that I know some of you might be thinking. You might be saying to yourself, but you don't understand my situation. You don't know how hard things are for me. And you're right. I don't know your specific circumstances. I don't know the challenges you're facing. Here's what I do know. Your circumstances do not define you. Your attitude does. I've seen people in the most difficult circumstances maintain a positive attitude and achieve incredible things. And I've seen people with every advantage squander their opportunities because of a negative attitude. Your attitude is the one thing you have complete control over, regardless of your circumstances. No one can force you to be negative. No one can make you give up on your dreams. That's a choice only you can make. So I challenge you today to choose the right attitude. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to see the possibilities instead of the obstacles. Choose to persist even when things get tough. And remember, success is not something you pursue. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And the right attitude is the foundation of becoming that person who attracts success. Now, let me share with you a powerful concept that has guided me throughout my life. It's the idea of personal responsibility. You see, when you have the right attitude, you stop blaming others for your circumstances. You stop making excuses. You take full responsibility of your life and your choices. This might sound scary at first. After all, it's much easier to point fingers and make excuses. But when you embrace personal responsibility, you unlock an incredible source of power within yourself. Because if you're responsible for your life, that means you have the power to change it. Think about it. If your life is the way it is because of other people or circumstances beyond your control, then you're powerless to change it. But if your life is the result of your choices and actions, then you have the power to make different choices and take different actions. This is where the right attitude becomes crucial. Because taking personal responsibility isn't about beating yourself up over past mistakes. It's not about feeling guilty or ashamed. It's about empowering yourself to create the future you want. When you have the right attitude, you look at your current situation and say, okay, this is where I am. Now, what can I do to move forward? You stop wasting energy on things you can't control and focus all your efforts on the things you can. Let me give you an example. Back in my day, I knew a man named Michael. Michael had grown up in poverty. He had faced discrimination. He had every reason to be bitter, to blame society for his struggles. But Michael chose a different path. Michael decided that regardless of the hand he had been dealt, he was going to play it to the best of his ability. He worked hard in school, often studying by candlelight because his family couldn't afford electricity. So they took on odd jobs to save money for college. And when he faced setbacks, and there were many, he didn't give up. Today, Michael is a successful entrepreneur. He's created jobs for hundreds of people in his community. He's broken the cycle of poverty for his family. And do you know what Michael says was the key to his success? His attitude, his refusal to see himself as a victim, his determination to take responsibility for his life and his future. You see, the right attitude isn't just about feeling good. It's about empowering yourself to take action. It's about believing that you have the power to shape your destiny. Now, I want to talk about another crucial aspect of the right attitude. Perseverance. Because here's the truth, success rarely comes overnight. It's not about one big leap. It's about taking small steps consistently, day after day, even when you don't see immediate results. Think about someone planting seeds. The farmer doesn't plant the seeds one day and expect to see a full-grown crop the next morning. No, the farmer knows that growth happens underground, out of sight, for a long time before any signs of life appear above the surface. Look at your dreams, your goals. They're like those seeds. When you start working towards them, you might not see results right away. This is where many people give up. They say it's not working and they throw in the towel. But the person with the right attitude understands that success is a process. They keep watering those seeds, keep nourishing that soil day after day, week after week, month after month. They trust the process. They have faith that their efforts will bear fruit in due time. I remember a young woman I met years ago. Her name was Lisa. Lisa had a dream of becoming a published author. She wrote her first book and sent it to dozens of publishers. And do you know what? Of course, she got rejected. Not once, not twice, but 47 times. Now, many people would have given up after the first few rejections. They would have said, maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I should try something else. But not Lisa. Lisa had the right attitude. She saw each rejection as feedback, as an opportunity to improve her craft. Lisa kept writing. She kept learning. She kept sending out her work. And on her 48th attempt, she got a yes. That book went on to become a bestseller. And today, Lisa is a successful author with multiple books to her name. You see, Lisa's success wasn't just about her writing talent. It was about her attitude. It was about her perseverance. It was about her willingness to keep going even when the evidence of her success wasn't yet visible. This is the power of the right attitude. It gives you the strength to persist when others would give up. It gives you the courage to keep believing in your dreams even when the world seems to be saying no. Now I want to talk about another crucial aspect of the right attitude. Adaptability. You see, life doesn't always go according to plan. The world is constantly changing. And if we want to succeed, we need to be able to change with it. A person with the right attitude doesn't cling rigidly to their plans. They're not so attached to their ideas that they can't see new opportunities. Instead, they remain flexible. They're willing to adjust their course when necessary. Think about it like this. When you're driving a car, you don't set the steering wheel in one position and expect to reach your destination. No, you're constantly making small adjustments based on the road conditions, the traffic, the turns you need to make. Success is the same way. You need to be willing to make adjustments along the way. So I remember a businessman I knew years ago. He had built a successful company selling typewriters. But then personal computers started to become popular. Many of his competitors stuck their heads in the sand. They refused to believe that computers would replace typewriters. And one by one, they went out of business. Now this businessman had a different attitude. And instead of resisting change, he embraced it. He saw the rise of computers not as a threat, but as an opportunity. He pivoted his business, started selling computers and providing its services. And his business didn't just survive, it thrived. You see, the right attitude isn't about being rigid or stubborn. It's about being open to new ideas, new opportunities, new ways of doing things. It's about being willing to learn and grow and change. Now, I want to talk about something that's absolutely crucial for success. Your self-talk. You see, the most important conversations you have are the ones you have with yourself. The way you talk to yourself shapes your attitude, which in turn shapes your actions and your results. Many people have a habit of negative self-talk. They constantly criticize themselves, doubt themselves, put themselves down, and then they wonder why they're not achieving their goals. It's that the person with the right attitude practices positive self-talk. They encourage themselves. They remind themselves of their strengths and capabilities. They speak to themselves with kindness and compassion. This doesn't mean ignoring your weaknesses or mistakes. It means addressing them constructively. Instead of saying, I'm such an idiot for making that mistake, the person with the right attitude says, okay, I made a mistake. What can I learn from this? How can I do better next time? Now, you see, your mind believes what you tell it. If you constantly tell yourself that you're not good enough, that you can't do it, that you'll never succeed, guess what? Your mind will believe that, and your actions will reflect that belief. But if you tell yourself that you're capable, that you can learn and grow, that you have what it takes to succeed, your mind will believe that too, and your actions will align with that belief. So I challenge you, pay attention to your self-talk. Catch yourself when you're being overly critical or negative, and then consciously choose to speak to yourself with encouragement and positivity. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of the right attitude. Enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is like fuel for your dreams. It gives you energy. It makes the journey enjoyable. It attracts people and opportunities to you. You see, success isn't just about reaching a destination. It's about enjoying the journey, and enthusiasm helps you do just that. When you're enthusiastic, challenges become exciting rather than daunting. Work becomes play, and people are drawn to your energy like moths to a flame. Think about someone you know who's truly enthusiastic about what they do. Don't they seem to have a certain glow about them? Don't they inspire you to be better, to do more? That's the power of enthusiasm. I remember a teacher I once knew. She taught in a school in a tough neighborhood. Many of her colleagues were burned out just going through the motions. But not this teacher. Every day she came to class with boundless enthusiasm. She was excited about the subject she taught. She was passionate about helping her students learn and grow. And you know what? Her enthusiasm was contagious. Students who had been labeled as troublemakers or slow learners started to flourish in her class. They caught her excitement for learning. They started to believe in themselves because she so clearly believed in them. That's what enthusiasm can do. It can transform not just your own experience, but the experiences of those around you. It can turn mundane tasks into meaningful missions. It can ignite the spark of possibility in others. Now I know what some of you might be thinking. But how can I be enthusiastic when my job is boring? When my circumstances are difficult? When I'm facing setbacks and challenges? And that's a fair question. Here's the thing. Enthusiasm isn't about your circumstances. It's about your perspective. It's about finding meaning and purpose in what you do. It's about connecting your daily actions to your bigger goals and dreams. And let me give you an example. Years ago, I met a young man who worked as a janitor in a large office building. Now, many people might see that job as dull or beneath them, but not this young man. He approached his work with incredible enthusiasm. When I asked him about it, he said, I'm not just cleaning floors, I'm creating an environment where people can do their best work. I'm contributing to the success of every person in this building. You see, he had connected his daily tasks to a bigger purpose, and that gave him enthusiasm. This young man's attitude didn't go unnoticed. Executives in the building started to take note of his exceptional work ethic and positive attitude. Long story short, within a few years, he had been promoted to a management position. His enthusiasm had opened doors that his job title never could. That's the power of enthusiasm. It can transform the most mundane job into a calling. It can turn obstacles into opportunities. It can make the impossible seem possible. But here's the key. Enthusiasm is a choice. It's not something that happens to you. It's something you choose to cultivate. It's a muscle you can strengthen with practice. So how do you cultivate enthusiasm? Here are a few strategies. First, connect your daily actions to your bigger goals. Ask yourself, how's what I'm doing right now contributing to where I want to be in the future? When you see that connection, it's easier to get excited about even the small tasks. Second, focus on the aspects of your work or life that you genuinely enjoy. There's something positive in every situation if you look for it. Make it a game to find those positive aspects and amplify them in your mind. Third, take care of your physical health. It's hard to be enthusiastic when you're exhausted or unwell. Regular exercise, good nutrition, and adequate sleep can do wonders for your energy levels and overall attitude. Fourth, surround yourself with enthusiastic people. Enthusiasm is contagious when you spend time with people who are passionate and excited about life. Some of that energy is bound to rub off on you. Fifth, constantly learn and grow. When you're learning new things, challenging yourself and seeing yourself improve, it naturally breeds enthusiasm. Never stop being a student of life. Now let's talk about another crucial aspect of the right attitude: resilience. Life isn't always smooth sailing. You're going to face setbacks, disappointments, and failures. The question isn't whether these things will happen. The question is how you'll respond when they do. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity. It's the mental toughness that allows you to keep going when things get tough. And it's an absolutely essential component of the right attitude. We say success isn't a straight line. It's not a smooth, steady climb to the top. Success is messy. It's full of ups and downs, twists and turns. And without resilience, you won't make it through those tough times. I remember a young entrepreneur I met years ago. She poured her heart and soul into her first business venture. She worked tirelessly for months, sacrificing sleep, social life, everything. And then, just as it seemed like things were about to take off, her business partner betrayed her. The company collapsed overnight. You know how many people would have given up at that point? They would have said, she learned from the experience, adjusted her approach, and started again. Today, she runs a successful company that employs hundreds of people. And she often says that the failure of her first business was the best thing that ever happened to her. It taught her valuable lessons. It made her stronger, smarter, more resilient. That's the power of resilience. It turns failures into lessons. It turns setbacks into comebacks. It allows you to keep moving forward even when life knocks you down. But here's the thing about resilience. It's not something you're born with. It's something you develop. It's a skill you can cultivate. And cultivating resilience is a crucial part of developing the right attitude. So how do you build resilience? Here are a few strategies. First, change your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing failure as the end, see it as feedback. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to do better next time. Second, practice self-compassion. When things go wrong, don't beat yourself up. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you'd offer a good friend. Third, maintain perspective. When you're in the middle of a difficult situation, it's easy to catastrophize, to think that this one setback will ruin everything. But most setbacks aren't as devastating as they seem in the moment. Try to step back and look at the bigger picture. Both. Focus on what you can control. In any difficult situation, there are things you can control and things you can't. Resilient people focus their energy on the things they can influence rather than wasting energy worrying about things beyond their control. Fifth, build a strong support network. Resilience doesn't mean you have to face everything alone. Having people you can turn to for support, advice, and encouragement can make a huge difference in your ability to bounce back from adversity. Now, I want to talk about another crucial aspect of the right attitude. Gratitude. You see, it's easy to focus on what's wrong in your life, what you lack, what you wish was different. But the person with the right attitude chooses to focus on what's right. Gratitude isn't about ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It's about recognizing the good in your life, even in the midst of challenges. It's about appreciating what you have rather than constantly focusing on what you lack. And here's the beautiful thing about gratitude. It has the power to transform your entire outlook on life. When you're grateful, you're happier. You're more content. You're more resilient in the face of adversity. You're more generous with others. I remember a woman I met years ago. She had gone through a series of tough challenges. She'd lost her job, gone through a difficult divorce, and was struggling financially. But despite all this, she was one of the most positive, joyful people I'd ever met. When I asked her about it, she showed me a small notebook. She carried it with her everywhere. Every day, she wrote down 3 things she was grateful for. Some days it was big things. A job interview that went well, a kind gesture from a friend. Other days, when things were really tough, it was as simple as I'm grateful for the sunshine or I'm grateful for my morning coffee. The simple practice that transformed her attitude. Instead of dwelling on her problems, she was constantly looking for things to be grateful for. And that shift in focus changed everything. We see gratitude isn't just a feeling. It's a practice. It's something you choose to do every day. And when you make gratitude a habit, it becomes a fundamental part of your attitude. So how can you cultivate gratitude? in your own life. Here are a few strategies. Just start a gratitude journal. Like the woman in the story, take a few minutes each day to write down things you're grateful for. It might feel awkward at first, but stick with it. Over time, you'll find yourself naturally noticing more and more things to be grateful for. Second, express your gratitude to others. When someone does something kind for you, no matter how small, take the time to thank them sincerely. Not only does this boost your own mood, but it strengthens your relationships and spreads positivity to others. Third, practice mindfulness. Take time each day to really notice and appreciate the world around you. The taste of your food, the feel of the sun on your skin, the sound of laughter. When you pay attention, you'll find countless things to be grateful for. Fourth, turn complaints into gratitude. When you find yourself complaining about something, challenge yourself to find something to be grateful for in that situation. For example, if you're stuck in traffic, instead of getting frustrated, you could be grateful for the car that allows you to travel or the extra time to listen to your favorite podcast. If you use visual reminders, put up notes or objects around your home or workspace that remind you to be grateful. It could be as simple as a post, a note that says, "What are you grateful for today?" Or a photo of loved ones that reminds you to be thankful for your relationships. Now, as we near the end of our time together, I want to emphasize something important. Developing the right attitude isn't a one-time event. It's not something you do once and then you're set for life. It's a daily practice. It's a choice you make moment by moment, day after day. Of course, there will be days when it's easy to maintain a positive, resilient, grateful attitude. And there will be days when it's a struggle. That's okay. That's normal. The key is to keep choosing the right attitude even when it's difficult, especially when it's difficult. Remember, your attitude is the foundation upon which you build your success. It's the lens through which you view the world. It's the energy you bring to every situation. And it's entirely within your control. I'll challenge you today. Choose the right attitude. Choose to be positive even when faced with negativity. Choose to be resilient even when faced with setbacks. Choose to be grateful even when faced with challenges. Choose to be enthusiastic even when the task seems mundane. Because when you choose the right attitude, you're choosing success. You're choosing growth. You're choosing a life of purpose and fulfillment. Remember, you're not alone on this journey. We're all works in progress, all striving to be better today than we were yesterday. So be patient with yourself. Celebrate your progress no matter how small. And keep moving forward one choice, one day at a time. Trust the right attitude attracts success. It opens doors of opportunity. It turns obstacles into stepping stones. It transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. So go forward with the right attitude. Believe in yourself. Believe in your dreams. And watch as the world responds to your energy, your enthusiasm, your determination. You have greatness within you. You have the power to shape your destiny. You have the ability to make a difference in this world. So choose the right attitude. Choose success. Choose to live a life of purpose and impact. The world is waiting for you. The future is calling. And with the right attitude, thank you.